Eto na, top 20 smartphones under 20k. This is it! There has never been a great time to be a smartphone enthusiast. Yes, kung mahilig ka mag-smartphone, ito na guys. Just like my top 10 smartphones under 10k, ito pa ay tier list, no? Hindi siya yung top 10 smartphones, top 20, mga ganun. Ito ay tier list, yung kompletong listahan ng mga cellphones na lumabas noong 2021 at 2022. Kung hindi pa sanay sa mga tier list, no? Ito yung itsura niya. Kung siya ba ay super sulit, maganda na, sakto lang, needs improvement at overpriced. Ito na yung uso ngayon guys, hindi na uso yung mga top na yan kasi nga matagal masyado at saka baka wala din hindi umabot yung smartphones mo doon sa listahan. Ito guys, baka kasali talaga yun yung smartphone sa listahan. You know what they say, the more the merrier. Actually, nag-decide na lang ako na top smartphones under 20,000. Hindi na 15,000 kasi nga kulang-kulang yung mga smartphones under 15,000 at saka hindi ganun kaganda. Ito guys, talagang maganda na. Malalaman nyo talaga kung ano yung pinaka-okay. Saka meron akong point na gustong idaan sa inyo. May mga cellphones na 10,000, 11,000 lang pero tag 20,000 na kanilang specs. Ganun yung kanilang worth. And here they are. Marami naman ito ah. Wow. This is going to be exciting. So, yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy this tier list brought to you by Unbox Diaries with the Bins. And you're watching Unbox Diaries. Ooh. Okay, so before we start, disclaimer lang, hindi po ito bayad, hindi po siya biased video, guys. Lahat po na sabihin ko dito ay tanging opinion ko lang. Based on facts and careful attention to details. Ayun. No BS siya, so sure na sure kayo na okay talaga to. So first and foremost, ano ba itong tier list na to? Well, tier list like a S, A, B, C, D, E, F, kung iba. Ako, I decided to rank them based on sa ganitong klaseng style. Super sulit, maganda na, sakto lang, needs improvement at overpriced. Kapag overpriced siya, alam nyong self-explanatory. Overpriced, hindi maganda yung specs, mahal. Needs improvement, okay na yung specs, pero pwede pang sana mas mababa yung presyo nito. Sakto lang, ito na yung parang okay na, pwede na. Maganda na, ito yung parang okay na talaga siya. Karamihan sa ating list ay magiging sakto lang at maganda na. Pero the rarest phones are found in super sulit ranking, no? Kaya kapag nakita yung super sulit talaga na ito talaga yung masabi kong sulit sa pera na pinag-ipunan nyo. And that matters kasi pinag-ipunan nyo yan. Hindi po tayo mayaman so dapat sure tayo kung ano talaga ang okay. Here we go! So since malabong mata ko, time to read. Pogi ba ako? Let's read it. Starting sa upper left corner, Huawei Nova 8i. Ito na po siya. Alin kaya dito? Let's see. Well guys, ang okay talaga si Huawei, no? In terms of specs, software okay din. Kaya lang alam nyo naman yan. Without the Google software, Google apps, it's just hard to recommend for me. At ito yung kanya specs, no? 6.67-inch, Full HD Plus, IPS, 1080p na yan. Kaya lang Snapdragon 662 lang siya. That would be an entry-level processor. Pero 8GB of RAM naman. 64MP quad camera setup. 128GB of internal storage na. 4,300 mAh of battery. At meron siya 66 watts of fast charging. Yun yung kanyang pambawi. For 13,999 pesos, well, since yung kanyang design ay mukha siyang Huawei Mate 30, no? Pang flagship. Kaya lang kasi Snapdragon 662, ang hirap kasi ni-recommend talaga. Kung camera lang hanap mo, siguro maganda na siya. Kaya lang, kung gaming hanap mo, needs improvement agad yan, guys. Actually, gusto ko siya ilagay sa sakto lang. Kaya lang, without the Google Apps talaga, guys, napaka-importante ng Google Apps. Native dapat hindi yung parang meron ka lang extra application to download all of those third-party mga ganon. And next up in our list is Infinix lineup. Siyempre, unahin natin yung 2021 list. Infinix 0X, ito yung nauna. Okay, so kung naalala nyo si Infinix sa ating top smartphones under 10K, sila yung nasa top talaga. Super sulit kasi nga, they want to be known as a sulit brand in the Philippines. Super gandang specs, pero super mura ang kanilang presyo. And as you can see, yung kanilang specs ay talagang ang ganda. Dito pala kay Infinix 0X, sobrang wow! Sipin nyo naman guys, for only 12,990 pesos, meron ka ng Helio G95 processor. Pero ito, meron ka ng 6.67-inch AMOLED display, 1080p, 120Hz refresh rate ka pa. Okay na yung AMOLED lang pero wala kasi talaga guys na AMOLED Plus. Meron pa siyang 120Hz at this price during that time. It was simply impossible. Pero yung processor, syempre, I'm not really that impressed. Sa display talagang mind blown. And not only that, for that price, you actually get some flagship features such as isang 64MP main camera sensor, 8MP periscope telephoto sa flagship lang yan, at 8MP ultra-wide angle lens. Meron ka pang 8GB of RAM at 128GB of internal storage. Okay na yung battery, 4,500 mAh at 45 watts of fast charging for this price is incredibly sulit. This was one of the best in 2021. So, I'm putting it right here, guys, no? super sulit na yan in its time. Pero syempre, several months have passed and mas marami ng phones ang dumaig sa kanya, which is yung sariling brand din niya na Infinix din. Gusto ko lang sabihin na it was super sulit during its launch. But get this, meron pa siyang Pro version. Ito pa yung kanyang specs, no? The same specs, ang pinakaiba lang is yung kanyang main camera sensor, which is 108MP main camera na siya. If that's the case, wala siyang 5G features, same yung charging, same yung processor, same lahat. And for 2,000 pesos more, I don't know, during that time, hindi masyado okay yung camera talaga ni Infinix. Recently lang talagang gumanda yung camera ni Infinix, in my opinion. So for me, hindi ko siya pwede mailagay at the same level as X. Dahil yan sa presyo, guys. Kung mayroon na salang God tier, rearrange ko to, pero hindi ko sila pwedeng ipagsabay, guys, sa isang rank tier. Kaya lalagay ko yan sa maganda na, and that's it. Ito, last na lang kay Infinix, no? Bago tayo mag-reveal mamaya ng mga pinakamagandang phones. Syempre, tapos na natin yung kanyang Infinix Zero X lineup. Si Infinix Zero X Neo, ito po yung kanyang specs, no? G95 rin. Kaya lang yung display ay hindi AMOLED. 90Hz refresh rate lang. Mas mabagil yung charging, 18 watts lang. Pero malaking battery, 5,000 mAh. 48MP main camera sensor at same, meron siyang periscope camera. Meron siyang periscope at this price. Wow. Pero kasi the problem is, ito talaga, three products with pretty much the same design, almost the same specs, kaya lang presyo, sobrang dikit kasi. Ang pinakasulit pa rin is si Infinix Zero X for me. Si Neo ay, well, ayun nga, fell short because of mas okay po talaga si Infinix Zero X kaysa kay Pro at kay Neo. Ayun na naman. Inom na tayo. This is brought to you by... Hindi, joke lang. Tubig lang ito. Tubig lang. Binili ko lang po sa 7-Eleven. Up next, unahin natin si Oppo. Kamusta naman si Oppo? Well, wait lang ito yung kanyang specs. Oppo A74 5G. Parang entry level to 480. Pero may 5G na siya. You also get 90Hz refresh rate, 6.5-inch 1080p display. Meron bang 48MP quad camera setup, 6128 na siya. 5,000 mAh battery, 18 watts fast charging. Kaya lang kasi guys, 15,999 pesos na siya. Ayun lang. Now, kapag ganito kanya processor, guys, hindi siya pang gaming. 480 is, hindi siya pang gaming, guys. It's not really that good. Kung makita mo kanya, to benchmark score, mababa na siya. Pero may 5G naman siya. Kung 5G hanap nyo, this is okay. And this is open sa mga pinaka-okay yung camera in terms of mid-range. So for me, siguro, this is already okay. Oppo A74 5G. Whoops! Nagkamali ako. Ito po yung kayang 5G. Meron pa lang Oppo A74 na hindi 5G. Ayan. So ito po yung specs niya. Ito po ay AMOLED na. Yes. 60Hz lang, syempre. 1080p. Snapdragon 660 processor, hindi po siya 5G. Kaya po nagkaroon sila ng AMOLED display dito. 6128 na rin siya. 48MP triple camera setup. Mas mabilis yung charging niya. 33 watts fast charging sa presyo. Unfortunately, para sa akin, mas mabilis at mas maganda ang specs ni Oppo A74 4G compared kay 5G. And the difference is 4,000 pesos. Wow! Ayan po yung problema ng mga 5G phones, guys. Baka na siguro may shortage sa chipset when it comes to 5G, kaya nagmamahal ng sobra. I'm just not sure. Pero kasi pag 5G talaga, guys, malaki yung dagdag sa presyo. Even sa mga 2022 phones. I'm not sure why. For me, si Oppo A74 5G ay sakto lang, and Oppo A74 4G ay in the leagues of Infinix Zero X Pro kasi nga mura yung price. 11,999 lang. That's good. Next up, Poco X3 Pro. Okay, so nung lumabas to, nagwala ang internet, nagwala ang social media. Yung mga views ng mga YouTubers talagang nag-skyrocket ng sobra. The hype for this phone was incredible. Poco X3 Pro, ito po yung specs, no? Okay, so for only 12,990 pesos, guys, meron ka ng isang almost flagship processor. Grabe naman to. Flagship league na agad yung processor mo. Kahit si Infinix, wala siyang flagship level na processor at this price. So, oh no. Qualcomm Snapdragon 860 processor. Sarap. Meron pa siyang 6.67-inch, 120Hz refresh rate display na mayroong HDR10, Corning Gorilla Glass 6 na, meron ka pang 6128, at meron ka pang 8256 na variant. Actually, meron pa siyang early bird price na naging 10,990 na lang siya. So, kung makabili na to ng early bird pa lang, grabe ka, may flagship processor ka na, for 10,000 pesos. You also get 48MP quad camera setup, 5,160 mAh battery, ang laki niya na, at 33 watts fast charging. So, panalo talaga siya. Siguro, needs improvement na lang yung design, pero panalo talaga masyado yung specs. Wala makakatalo sa kanya. It was the pinnacle of sulit smartphones. Ang ginawa ni Poco last year ay unmatched, even today. Kaya nagtataka ako kung bakit hindi na ganun ka-okay ang mga Poco phones na lumalabas ngayong year. Well, at least for the mid-range. Their flagship has been good, very good. Pero mid-range, ay, sorry. Kamali lang kaya. Sorry, bash mo ako. Super sulit yan, siyempre. Worthy, nakatabi ni Infinix Zero X in terms of godlike specs. Next up is Poco X4 Pro. Oh, wait, sorry, mali yung aking hugot. Poco X3 GT pala yan. Whoops, eto pala siya. Si Poco X3 Pro. Ayan, super sulit. Ayun, si Poco X3 GT pala yung kanina. And, mamaya na yan. Malupit din yan, guys. So, alam natin kung sino mas okay, si Poco X3 Pro or si Poco X3 GT. Pero up next, syempre, gusto ko ipatin sa inyo si Poco X4 Pro naman. Si Poco X4 Pro ay same league ba as ni Poco X3 Pro? Let us check. At ito po yung kanyang specs. Poco X4 Pro 5G. Ayun lang. So, nakita nyo ba yun? Dito, nagalit yung mga fans ng Poco or Xiaomi. Kasi nga, yung from Snapdragon 860 processor last year, this year Snapdragon 695 na nabigay sa atin. Bakit? Pero AMOLED naman daw 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10 naman din Pero kung mapansin mo, Corning Gorilla Glass 5 na lang siya. 6 yung last year. So, wow. And this costs about 16,990 pesos para sa 6128. Well, of course, meron siyang 8256 na plus 1K lang, 7,990. Pero bumawi naman siya sa charging, no? Dumoble ang kanyang charging speed, 67 watts fast charging na siya ngayon. Sakto lang yung battery, 5,000. And 108MP naman daw siya, na triple camera setup. But I'm hard-pressed to actually see a significant difference between the camera ng Poco X3 Pro at Poco X4 Pro. Pero alam ko talaga ang major difference ng isang Snapdragon 860 processor sa isang Snapdragon 695 processor. Malaking-malaki po yun, guys. And to see something like a 6 series processor this year, on a Pro version pa, well, actually 5G naman, nakita nyo naman kung gaano ka-significant ang idinagdag ng isang 5G processor. Hindi lang siya bumagal, mas nagmahal pa siya. So essentially, this will make the Poco X4 Pro for 16K. Hindi, the processor kasi talaga kung naging 13,000 lang to, siguro maganda na siya. Pero kasi 16 is asking too much from its fans. And with the software issues pa na nangyari in the past few months, it means Xiaomi needs to level up its game a step or two. Next up is Realme, yung number 1 brand sa ating bansa. Ang pinakasikat. Kamusta naman si Realme 8? Well, frankly, nung lumabas si Realme 3, Realme 5, especially si Realme 6, naku, sobrang hirap si Xiaomi nung naglabas si Realme ng mga ganong klaseng phones before. Pero this year and last year, si Realme 8, well, since nag-number 1 si Realme in the Philippines, they have all the reasons to put up their prices. Siyempre, branding yan You're praying for the brand. And ito yung specs, 6.4 inch, Super AMOLED 1080p, pwede na. Helio G95 processor, 64MP quad camera setup. Actually, in fairness, okay yung kanyang Realme 8 4G, 30 watts fast charging, 5,000 mAh of battery. Pero kasi compared to the Realme 6, parang yung AMOLED display na yung bago dito. So, not much has changed. Well, mas malaki na yan yung battery, syempre. But for 13,990 pesos nung nag-release siya, oh, by the way, nag-price drop na pala siya ngayon ng 12,990 pesos. Pero kasi dapat siya i-criticize when it was released with the official price. Siyempre, nabili nyo na siya di ba? Pero, Realme 8 for me is sakto lang. Ayun, 13,990, sakto specs lang. Pero Vince, di ba parang same na sila ni Oppo A74? Hindi, actually mas mura to. 11,990 lang to nung lumabas siya. So, next is Realme 8 5G. Si Realme 8 5G ay mas mura kaysa kay Realme 8 4G. Why? Actually, sa marketing na nila to, pero essentially, ang 5G version ay dapat mas maganda yung specs compared sa 4G. MediaTek Dimensity 700 5G. Meron siya 4 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of internal storage, 5,000 mAh of battery, 18 watts fast charging. Meron siyang 1080p display na 90Hz refresh rate for only 10,990 pesos. Actually, ito yung kanilang pang tapat kay Poco M3 Pro last year. Actually, for me, this was the better experience, no? Nagkaroon kasi mga problema sa Poco M3 Pro when it came to its display. Kasi yung display niya ay parang nagkakaroon ng problema. Kung ayos yung kanyang displays, well, it would have been much better. Pero today, no, kung okay yung display, talong-talo niya si Realme 8 5G. Pero, yeah, for the price, mas mura pa rin si Poco M3 Pro. But I have to say, for 10,990 pesos, meron ng 5G, I would have to say na maganda na siya. This is actually better than the Realme 8. For some, no, walang pakialam yung mga ibang tao na mayroong 5G kasi nga, baka sa lugar nila wala silang 5G. Sapat na sa kanila ang magandang specs, pero 4G lang. And I totally respect that. Wala naman nagsabi na dapat may 5G phone ka in 2022. No. Actually, no, kung wala ka ng 5G sa lugar mo, it's totally okay na 4G lang ang inyong phone. Basta make sure na maganda yung specs. Lipat naman tayo kay Vivo. We have here the Vivo Y73. Ayan. Ito na naman, no. For me, si Vivo ay not the best in terms of specs. That's about it. Pero, what it lacks in specs to price ratio, they make up for it sa kanilang magandang design. And for sure, maganda ang design ni Vivo Y73, pang flagship, very trendy, malakas ang dating. Pero kasi if you look at the display, water drop notch na siya, guys. Pero AMOLED naman, Helio G95 na 64MP triple camera setup, 8128 na siya, kaya lang kasi 4,000 mAh of battery, pero kasi meron naman siyang 33 watts fast charging, so okay na. And this was just released in March 11, earlier this year. That is 14,999 pesos. Well, since Helio G95 pa rin siya, and it's 2022 na, syempre ka mag-move on na tayo dyan. But for me, Helio G95 for that price, 15k is sakto lang. Okay, so far wala pa tayong overpriced, konti lang yung needs of improvement, isa lang. Next up is Vivo Y31. Again, very average na yung specs niya, pero in terms of design, isa sa mga pinapogi in terms of mid-range phones. Kaya lang for 12,999 pesos, Snapdragon 662 lang siya. Pero 1080p na, 8128, 5,000 mAh battery, 18 watts fast charging. Sakto lang din. Pwede na. Pero Vince, kamusta naman si Samsung? Ang daming Samsung dito, hindi mo pinapansin. Well, of course, letter S siya. Dulo. Ano pa yung V, no? Okay, so Samsung Galaxy A22 4G sa kanabanda. Okay, so mahaba yung pangalan. So dapat maganda to. For 11,990 pesos. 720p display. Pero Super AMOLED. Diyan mabawi lagi si Samsung. Super AMOLED, no? Kahit 720p pa yan, Super AMOLED naman. 90Hz refresh rate. Wow! Helio G80 na, 5,000 mAh battery, 15 watts fast charging, 6128 for that price, 11,990. Not bad. Super AMOLED for this price, 90Hz refresh rate, kaya lang 720p. Para sa akin, sakto lang siya. Bumawi sa Super AMOLED, kung hindi siya Super AMOLED, siguro needs improvement yan. Pero since it's Super AMOLED, it's sakto lang. Eh, yung 5G naman, kamusta? Ang dami nilalabas ni Samsung Ito naman, 13,990 pesos. Walang AMOLED, 90Hz naman, 1080p. Dimensity 705G, 6128 na, 48MP triple camera. Ganun din yung charging, ganun din yung kanyang battery. Ayun lang, para sa akin, no, 5G is still not a requirement para sabihin na kaya ka magtatas ng presyo dahil 5G. Di. Kasi currently right now, wala masyadong advantage yung 5G sa akin. Mas importante para sa akin yung performance. Ayun na naman. Especially madalas ako sa bahay ngayon. 5G is not a deal breaker. 13,990 is it's too much. It's too much. For something na ganito lang yung specs. It's pwede pa to sa 11,000 pero 13, this is needs improvement. Last, Samsung Galaxy M22. Ito naman, 10,590 pesos, no? Medyo nasa lower end, 720p display. Super AMOLED display naman siya. 90Hz refresh rate, Helio G80. Halos the same lang ni Samsung A22 4G. Okay, pero much affordable. Mas mabilis yung charging, 25 watts, 5,000 mAh battery, 6128. Well, looking at it from this perspective, no? Yes, maganda na siya for the price. Actually, bawasan na natin si Samsung Dami ni Samsung Dami niya mid-range phone M32. Si M32, 13,490 pesos. Super AMOLED 1080p. G80, 64MP quad camera, 8128. 6,000 mAh battery. Wow! 25 watts fast charging. For that price, sakto lang for me. Medyo bumawi siya sa kanyang battery, 6,000 mAh. It's very rare, no, na makita tayo ng 6,000 dito, puro 5,000 nakita ko dito, and 4,500. So, M32 is actually maganda na. Next up, Tecno 18P. The specs, Helio G96. Bago yan. 6.8 inch, uy, malaki. 120Hz refresh rate, 1080p, 8128, 48MP triple camera, 5,000 mAh at 33 watts fast charging. Uy, wow, 10,000. Guys, 10,990 pesos lang siya. That's nice. This is legit very good. Actually, maganda to This is far better than whatever it is right here. Pwede ko na siya ilagay sa super sulit, guys. super sulit yan. Simply because 120Hz, G96, maganda yan. Maganda yung fast charging, malaking battery, at 8128 na. It's very rare to find that kind of specs at this price. So, Tecno Camon 18P. Next up, Tecnopova 5G. Si Tecnopova 5G, actually mga Tecnopova, no? Malalaki lahat yung mga phones na yan. It's 6.9 inches, 1080p, 120Hz refresh rate. Uy, Dimensity 900 na, mabilis to. 8128, 50 megapixel main camera, 6,000 mAh of battery, and 18 watts fast charging for only 12,990 pesos. Ayun lang, ito yung pumapasok na 5G is mahal card or napamahal card. So, in this case kasi para sa akin kasi no, nung end ng aking top smartphones under 10K, si Tecnopova 2 yung sobrang seriously good for the price. And it's only 7,000 pesos. Seeing Tecnopova 5G like this, maganda na yung specs niya I can't put it here sa sakto lang. Actually, Tecnopova 5G is. Next naman ay si Redmi, no? Iba tong brand, guys. Hindi siya same brand as the Poco, pero undersell ni Xiaomi. So, Redmi Note 10 Pro, saan kaya? Ito ay meron na Snapdragon 732G processor. Mid-range po yan. Meron na 6128. AMOLED display, 6.67 inch. 120Hz refresh rate. Uy, HDR10 pa. Corning Gorilla Glass 5. And, that's right, ito yung kanila pang bato sa camera. 108MP quad camera setup. Actually, kinumpare sa iPhone, parang may laban. And for only 12,990 pesos, it was one of the most sulit for the price last year. Meron bang 5,000 mAh battery at 33 watts fast charging. Actually, without a doubt, kung si Poco X3 Pro yung pinakasulit sa gaming, sa camera naman si Redmi Note 10 Pro. And okay na rin yung kanyang gaming capabilities. So, yeah, Redmi Note 10 Pro. I loved it. Kaya lang, naglabas siya ng Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G. So, 5G. And for me, for the price of 15,999 pesos, para sa kanyang 8128, ayun lang. So, from Snapdragon 7 series, naging 6 series siya. But, yung kanyang display remains the same. Camera remains the same. Pero, doble na ang charging speed at mas pang flagship na ang kanyang design. Kaya lang, syempre, mas mabagal to guys compared to last year. At wala siyang bago sa display. For me, wala masyado siyang impact no, nung lumabas to. Not as impactful as let's say the Redmi Note 10 Pro or the Poco X3 Pro. So para sa akin, maganda na siya. Kasi syempre, ito yung may presyo guys. 15,999 yan. Compared to last year, no? Nasa 13 lang ang kanilang range. Next up is the Redmi Note 10S. Si Redmi Note 10S ay mas mabilis lang na version ni Redmi Note 10. Usually kasi pag may S, mas mabilis yan. Maganda yung charging, 33 watts, 64MP quad camera, 8128 na siya, Helio G95 processor. The display is pretty much the same as the Redmi Note 10 and for the price of 11,990 pesos. Para sa akin, maganda na. Okay, so kay Huawei naman tayo, no? Huawei Nova 8. Kamusta na to? This one is using its own processor. Nasa Kirin processor, Kirin 820E, which is just okay. OLED na yung display, 90Hz refresh rate, HDR10. That is quite impressive, ha? 8128 na siya, 64MP quad camera. Ayun lang, 3,800 mAh lang yung kanyang battery. Pero kasi naman yung kanyang charging ay 66 watts. Mabilis na rin yun, 35 minutes from 0 to 100%. But for the price of 19,999, oh my god. Oh, no. What are you doing? It's, hindi mo ba alam na matindi na yung competition yun? If you're nakapag-compete ka, if you're competing, and medyo hindi complete lang yung features na pinaprovide mo sa mga tao, like let's say for example yung Google, it's a big deal breaker for many people. Hindi lang sa akin, it's not a bias statement. It's actually realistic to say that it's a major minus to have a phone na walang Google. Siyempre, kailangan natin yung Google, guys. And to price this at 19,999 pesos is, wow. Nagulat ako doon. This is overpriced. Seriously. It could be na yung camera niya is sobrang ganda, but first of all, yung kanyang camera ay dapat mayroong OIS, but wala siya dito. So, at saka yung battery. This is the price too high for my taste. And, kamusta naman si Huawei Nova 9 SE? Ito guys, medyo okay ba? They finally put in a Snapdragon processor. Siguro nagpamahal din yung Kirin processor ni Huawei. But this time around, si Huawei Nova 9 SE ay equipped with a Snapdragon 680 processor. Oh, hindi siya ganun ka okay. Pero kasi Snapdragon siya. 90Hz refresh rate, 6.78 inch IPS 1080p display, 8128 na, 108MP quad camera setup, all for 13,990 pesos. Ito the competition kasi is mostly 5,000 mAh. Pero siya, consistent, 4,000, 3,800. Medyo malit yun. Pero mabilis naman yung charging niya. 66 watts of fast charging. 20 minutes lang from 0 to 75%. But not enough to convince me na it's much better than the others. So, it needs improvement. No? Mababal yung presyo compared sa Nova 8 last year. Pero kasi, iba na kasi talaga ang competition ngayon. Isipin mo, for this price alone, meron ka ng AMOLED, may 120Hz refresh rate sa iba, may 108MP camera ka na, at may Google ka pa. So, yun na naman. Actually, yung Google yung main factor talaga. Next up, ubus na natin si Oppo. Now, for me, si Oppo has never been this solid brand for me. It's mostly good-looking phones, very good software, pero specs-wise, for the price, di siya yung super sulit, guys. And as you can see right here, Helio P95 lang for the price of 13,999 pesos. What? P-series, guys. Ito gaming processor. Of course, meron naman siyang AMOLED display, 1080p, walang HDR capabilities. It's 8128, 48MP quad camera setup, 30W fast charging, and 4,310 mAh lang siya. For Oppo, needs improvement yan. For me, well, actually, hindi. Actually, okay lang pala, 13,990. May AMOLED ka na, mabilis na yung charging. Pero somewhere between siguro, at na lang. Oppo A94. How about Oppo A95? Ito. Ay, grabe naman to. 15,999 pesos. Pero, naka-Snapdragon 662. Meron to, it's hard to recommend 15K na 16K, pero naka-6 series siya na processor. It's hard to recommend. Triple camera setup, 48MP, and 5,000 mAh battery, 32 watts of fast charging. Ay, hindi. For the price kasi, this is mahal. 16K. Not getting the best specs. Dito lang, Oppo A95 needs improvement. Siguro kung 18,000 to, like this one, overpriced siya. Pero pwede na rin, pwede na. 16K, Snapdragon 6. Oppo Reno 5 4G. Kumusta naman to? Ito na yung kanilang premier mid-range phone, which is priced at 18,990 pesos. Snapdragon 720G, 6.4-inch AMOLED display, 90Hz refresh rate na siya, 64MP quad camera setup, 44MP front camera. Siyempre, big deal yun, 44MP front facing. Especially ngayon, mahilig na mag-TikTok yung mga bata ngayon. So, it's big deal. 50 watts fast charging is really good. 4,310 mAh of battery. Masabi mo talaga na this is in a different level na. Especially the price. So, 18,990 is iba-iba sa phone na 15K, 16K, syempre. And the sound also offers Dolby Atmos. So, ayun. Parang medyo high-end na siya. So, para sa akin, si Oppo Reno 5 4G ay maganda na. Okay, 6Z5G. Ito na po, 19,999 pesos. Meron kang AMOLED display na wala kang 90Hz refresh rate. Dimensity 800U, 8128, 64MP, triple camera setup, at naging 32MP na lang yung selfie camera. Yung battery, 4,310 mAh. And yung charging, bumaba, 30 watts na lang siya. And for that, hindi siya kasing sulit ni 5 4G. Ito po ay sakto lang. Again, para sa akin, 5G is non-essential for now. Siguro next year, siguro 2024, but in 2022, hindi pa essential si 5G phone. Not enough to justify the extra price. Okay, so tapos na si Oppo. Si Vivo naman, tapos na natin siya. Vivo Y21T na for 10,990 pesos. Ayun lang, Snapdragon 6 series, 680, 720p display lang, 5,000 mAh of battery, 18 watts fast charging, 4 gigs of RAM lang, 128 gigs of internal storage, and 50MP triple camera setup. Ito ay needs improvement para sa akin. Ayun na naman. Kasi syempre, ang competition na may mga ganong presyo dito na kasing price niya pero andun sila sa taas. May AMOLED na, 120Hz refresh rate pa. Ang ganda pa ng processor pero yeah, same price. Grabe, may mga maganda yung phone dito. Pero may yan. Vivo V21e. Eto guys, kamukha siya ni, may kamukha, ito pa yung Y76. Actually kamukha niya si Vivo Y73. As you can see, etong si Vivo V21e ay 17,999 pesos. Wow! 720G processor. Meron na siyang AMOLED display, 1080p, walang high refresh rate, 8128 na, 64MP triple camera setup, 4,000 mAh of battery at 33 watts fast charging. Oh my, 17 or 18,000 na siya. For me, it's actually overpriced. For the specs na pinaprovide niya, 17K or 18K is kailangan malupit na. Parang high-end na yun dapat yung pinaprovide mo. Pero no, you have to be like Oppo Reno 5 4G. Kung ganun yung presyo mo, dapat kasing ganda mo si Oppo Reno 5 4G. Ayun lang. Next up, OnePlus Nord 10 5G. Si OnePlus pala ay parang Oppo rin siya, no? The software is very similar. The design is very, very human. OnePlus Nord, ayun lang, 690 5G. Meron siyang IPS na 1080p, 90Hz refresh rate. Ito ay 6128, 64MP quad camera, 4,300 mAh of battery, and 30 watts warp charger. Okay lang para sa akin. Oh my, this was released way back. And 10 5G, matagal na pala to. Nag-price drop pala siya just recently, February 25, 2022. 13,190 na lang siya. But para sa akin, well, actually 2020 pa ito. So, para sa akin, needs improvement yung kanyang pricing for the specs you get. OnePlus Nord CE2 5G. Actually, kulay yung 2. Pero ito yung CE2 guys, 5G. Let me just put it right here. So, maganda na. Ito, meron siyang Fluid AMOLED, 90Hz refresh rate, HDR10 Plus certified na siya. Dimensity 900 processor, meron pa siya 6128. Triple camera setup, 64MP, 4,500 mAh battery at 65 watts super VOOC charger. Okay na. And for the price of 18,990 pesos, well, meron na siya 65 watts fast charging, so that's good. Mabilis na yung 900 octa-core processor niya. It's got HDR10 Plus, so okay siya for Netflix. Pero syempre, para sa akin ay on the same league as si Oppo Reno 5 4G. Next up, tapos na natin si Samsung A32. Sama to, sakto. Ito ay 13,990 pesos. And for that money, you'll get Super AMOLED display, 90Hz refresh rate, Helio G80. Napansin nyo ba, puro Super AMOLED si Samsung? Well, sa kanya kasi nanggaling yung mga display. Even the iPhone 13 Pro Max, so kanyang display ay nanggaling kay Samsung mismo. Samsung AMOLED po yan. So when it comes to AMOLED, si Samsung talaga yung supplier niyan. Ganun katindi si Samsung. And that's why for their phones, mababa ang presyo ng mga Super AMOLED displays nila. Although, sana lang, no? Pinaganda pa sana yung kanilang processor. Kasi MediaTek Helio G80 lang. 14K na siya. So, and the charging could have been better. 15 watts, 5,000 mAh battery. Ito para sa akin ay sakto lang. A32. How about A32 5G? Ay, grabe naman to. 720p lang. Tapos, hindi man lang AMOLED. And the MediaTek is 720G 5G. 8128 na. 5,000 mAh battery, 15 watts fast charging for 15,990 pesos. Okay, so this is the first time na nakita ko ng isang phone na 16,000 pesos na 720p display lang. And it's not even AMOLED. So, medyo ano to, this is asking too much from people. So, this is overpriced. Overpriced siya, guys. So, yeah. Kung bumili ka nito dati, well, overpriced siya. You bought the brand, not the pagkasulitness. Samsung Galaxy A52. So this one is currently priced at 18,990 pesos. And meron ka ng Super AMOLED, 90Hz refresh rate, 720G. Maganda na yung kanyang front camera, 32MP. At meron ka ng 256 gigs of internal storage, 8256. Okay na rin yung kanyang fast charging, 25 watts. 4,500 mAh na battery. And it's a 64MP quad camera setup. So what is this? Well, hindi ako masyado impressed kanyang processor and yung kanyang camera is subpar lang. But if you want something that has 256 gigs, yeah, rare to rare. I would say it needs improvement. Ayun na naman, it's once, eto kasi yan, kapag pumapatak na ng mga 18,000, 19,000 pesos yung phone, it has to be as good as Oppo Reno 5 4G. Parang doon ko siya binibased, guys. It should be. Parang na siyang high-end mid-range smartphone. Ayun. Okay, we've come to the final 12 phones right here. One of the best. I saved the best for last. This is going to be exciting. Ganda nito, promise. Starting off muna tayo sa Realme. Realme 8 Pro, #1 brand in the Philippines. Pro, where do you stand? Ito meron Snapdragon 720G, Super AMOLED display, walang high refresh rate, meron siyang 108MP quad camera setup, 8128 na siya, meron pa siyang 50 watts fast charging, 4,500 mAh sa battery. This is essentially high-end. Pero kasi wala siyang high refresh rate display, guys, at 720G lang. Siguro the main selling point here is the 50 watts fast charging. Kaya lang, naalala ko meron 65 watts na charging dati si Realme 7 Pro. That is right. Naging 50 watts na lang siya ngayon. Pero mas mura naman ng 1,000 pesos si Realme 8 Pro compared kay Realme 7 Pro. But then again, it's not game-changing for me. 17K, Realme 8 Pro. Ay, nasa sakto lang. Ayun, sakto lang yan. Next up, Realme 9 Pro. Ito ay kakalabas lang, guys. At masabi ko, ito ay, okay, so nawala yung kanyang AMOLED display. Pero 120Hz refresh rate naman siya. The Snapdragon ay 6 series kasi gusto niyang maglagay ng 5G. I guess, 5G ba to? Yes, 5G nga. You get 6128, 64 triple camera setup. Hindi siya quad camera setup. Yung charging from 65 watts naging 50 watts ngayon. Naging 33 watts na lang, guys. Baka Realme 10 Pro 18 watts na lang Sobrang mo yun. That's unacceptable. Don't do it. Well, actually, for this kind of specs, no, for the price, same price as the Realme 8 Pro, ayun lang. Realme 9 Pro stands as sakto lang for me. Just like the Realme 8 Pro. Well, actually, nandito na siya. Hindi siya pwede same level as the Realme 8 Pro. And also 2020 na. So kung 2021, ganoon na si Realme 8 Pro, and then biglang mas pumangit pa yung specs ni Realme 9 Pro, it needs improvement. Pero syempre para sa akin, no, Realme GT Master Edition, when this came out, oh my god, design pa lang, panalo na. Has that very svelte look, sobrang premium, sobrang professional yung dating. And from the name pa lang, Master Edition, cellphone na mga Master Pogi. This is priced at 18,990 pesos. Ito po ay Snapdragon 778 5G. Okay na yan. Super AMOLED display na merong 120Hz refresh rate. You'll get a 64MP triple camera setup, 32MP front camera setup. Meron pang 65 watts fast charging. Kaya lang 4,300 mAh yung battery. Well, yun lang. People were expecting na for the GT Master Edition, no, at least 8 series yung kanyang processor. Para naman na-combat niya si Poco, no, yung Poco F3. Pero kasi, no, 7 series na nilagay and 18,000 is actually maganda na for the specs it provides. It's very good. It's maganda na. There you go. Bakit bash nyo ako? Gusto nyong ilagay siya dito. Pero kasi, syempre, well, 19K for something na 7 series lang yung kanyang processor, it's hard to recommend. Mas okay pa rin yung offering ni Infinix, Xiaomi, and the Tecno. Yun na naman. Redmi Note 11S, review ko na to. It's actually needs improvement for me. It's pretty much the same as the Redmi Note 11. Same AMOLED display, 90Hz refresh rate, Helio G96 processor. Pero syempre, mas mabilis daw siya. And mas malapit yung camera, 108MP quad camera, 33 watts fast charging, 5,000 mAh of battery. Pero kasi, hey, actually what the heck, no? Maganda pala siya. Kasi lagi ko siyang kinocompare sa Redmi Note 11, which is actually maganda naman talaga si Redmi Note 11 eh. So maganda na. Yun, ano na masabi ko. Xiaomi Mi 11 Lite. So, ito. O pala guys, maraming brands kasi si Xiaomi. It has its main brand, si Xiaomi, which is yung mga high-end phones nila. Sumunod si Redmi, yung mga mid-range and entry-level phones. And meron din si Poco. Si Poco yung super sulit nila na brand. More focused on gaming. And last meron sila yung Black Shark brand, which is their main legit gaming brand. But yes, wala tayong Black Shark dito kasi hindi siya umabot ng less than 20K. So, Xiaomi 11 Lite. This is priced at 14,990 pesos. Meron siya Snapdragon 732G, 6.55-inch AMOLED display na merong 90Hz refresh rate, 64MP triple camera setup, 8128 na, 33 watts fast charging, and 4,250 mAh of battery. I must say, hindi masyadong maganda to. It's sakto lang for 15K, no? So sakto lang to. Mi 11 Lite 5G NE. Oo, parang GT Master Edition to. Same processor ni GT Master Edition. 6128, 64MP triple camera, AMOLED na 90Hz refresh rate. For 16,000 pesos, this is actually sakto lang, sakto. Well, actually, mas maganda siya sa 11 Lite in terms of pagkasulit. So, here we go. Maganda na. But nothing too mind-blowing in my opinion. Si M4 Pro naman, ito yung 4G. Mas mahal ang 4G kaysa sa 5G. And Helio G96 lang. Pero naka-AMOLED ka naman, 90Hz refresh rate. Display 6128, 64MP triple camera setup. Ito po yung charging niya and battery. So, for me, medyo mahal to, mahal. Pero kasi maganda yung display eh. Yun yung nagdala talaga sa kanya. I would have to say, si M4 Pro ay sakto lang din. And we're down to the last four. One of the best of the best. Just like what they say, you always save the best for last. So, these are the best. Starting off with the Infinix Note 10 Pro 2022. Kasi guys, pero yung 2021 version, same name. Instant sila guys. Super sulit. Bakit? Ito po siya yun. Although same name siya from 2021, the thing about this is mas mahal siya. The predecessor was less than 10K. Ito naman ay more than 10K. 11,990 pesos. Pero for that money, you'll get a 6.95-inch 1080p 90Hz refresh rate display, Helio G95 processor, 64MP quad camera setup. At guys, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal storage. Doon po siya bumawi. 256 gigs. Alaking storage yan. 5,000 mAh of battery, 33 watts fast charging, and the best of all, okay siya sa ML. Meron na siyang ultra frame rates, ultra graphics right out of the box, guys. That's why I love this so much. Pero kung hindi ka naman ML player, yes, this is not going to be the best for you. It's not gonna be the best, pero kasi I'm just saying this as an ML player, no? Kung ML player ka, super sulit agad to. Pero kung hindi naman, siguro maganda na to. ML player kasi ako, guys. So, yun lang. Next up, si Infinix 05G. Super sulit. Wala masabi, guys. Ito ay, natin ba yung review ko? Infinix 05G. Napawawa ko na sobra sa na-review ko. Same price as the Infinix Note 10 Pro 2022. Ito ay only 11,990 pesos. Pero what you'll get is 6.78 inches 1080p, 120Hz refresh rate, Dimensity 900 na po yan, high-end mid-range processor. You also get 8128, 48MP, triple camera setup na meron pang telephoto lens. Yes, flagship po yun. Meron pa fast charging, 33 watts fast charging, 5,000 mAh of battery. And that's right, 11,990, meron ka ng 5G na high-end. Kasi usually 700 Dimensity lang ang nakuha mo sa ganitong presyo na 5G na processor. But they decided to put in a 900 Dimensity processor plus ang galing pa niya sa ML, ultra graphics, ultra frame rates right out of the box. So yeah, actually mas matindi siya kaysa kay Note 10 Pro. Ang hirap na kasi wala tayong extra tier dito sa God tier. Wala tayong God tier. So kung meron man God tier yan, doon na nilagay yun. But yes, ayun na, super sulit to. Super sulit rank. And we've got here one of our celebrity phones, no? Ito yung masabi ko, one of the best phones in 2021. So, Poco X3 GT and Poco F3. Poco X3 GT, ito na. So, unang-una, yung processor pa lang guys. Tingnan yung processor guys. MediaTek Dimensity 1105G. Alam niyo ba kung gano'ng kabilis yan? Ganito po siya kabilis. Mas mabilis siya kaysa kay Snapdragon 865 processor, which is a flagship processor from 2020. And si Snapdragon 860 ay yung processor ni Poco X3 Pro. Diba yung kanina? Guys, 120,000 points ang kanila difference ni Poco X3 Pro. And meron pa siyang 5G. So, tayo yun kung gano'n ka. Sarap nun. Poco X3 GT, grabe to. You'll get 8128. Yes, 64MP triple camera setup. At isa pang nagustuhan ko sa kanya is yung kanyang design. Hindi na siya pangit katulad ni Poco X3 Pro. Pangit ng design ng X3 Pro guys. X3 GT, pogi. And the charging na 67 watts fast charging na 5,000 mAh sa battery. And pretty much the same display as the Poco X3 Pro, 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10. Pero Corning Gorilla Glass Victus na, so mas malupit siya. And that was the reason kung bakit sobrang lupit ni GT during that time. It was the pinnacle of pagkasulit. Pero syempre, there was one phone that ruled them all. The one phone that people went crazy for, and it was the Poco F3. Ah, grabe ka. Oh, by the way, nauna ko sabihin yung price ni X3 GT. Si X3 GT pala ay only 15,990 pesos. But yes, the Poco F3 is here. And if you had the Poco F3 last year, it was the best decision of your life. Although meron siya mga issues nung nag-launch siya kasi nga meron siya mga dimming issue kapag uminit yung phone, nag-dim yung kanyang display, which is parang ang pangit naman no, nag-ganda yung specs mo, kaya lang hindi mo fully utilize or fully enjoy yung inyong game kasi nga nag-dim yung display. Pero kasi ngayon naayos na nila, which makes this phone the phone to get in 2021 and even in 2022. So, ito po yung specs niya, no? The Poco F3 has the specs Snapdragon 870 processor. Kasing bilis niya si Dimensity 1105G, which is about 655,000 points and tutu. Siya lang po ang mayroong Snapdragon 870 processor dito sa ating list. Meron pa siyang AMOLED display na 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10+, Corning Gorilla Glass 5. Sarap naman ng specs na yun. Parang kuminang agad yung aking mata nung nakita ko, wow, panalo. And the design itself is panalo. Pogi masyado ng design niya. Meron siyang iba't ibang colors. I love the black, I love the white, and the blue. Especially the blue, sobrang pogi. This was priced at 17,990 pesos. Meron pa siyang 2990, no, 8256 na yun. And with that price, you get the high-res audio, Dolby Atmos, dual stereo speakers. Kaya lang yung charging niya is 33 watts fast charging. 4,520 mAh of battery. You get good cameras, 48MP, 20 megapixel front camera, and may 5G ka na. And that's why that was the king of smartphones in 2021. Congratulations, Xiaomi. Congratulations, Infinix. Kayo po ang nag-fill up ng ating super sulit rank dito sa ating tier list. Continue to create great phones, great sulit phones for everybody. So far in 2022, si Infinix pala nakita ko na sobrang okay yung specs. Si Xiaomi, si Poco parang medyo mahal na sila ngayon. Kaya tanging pag-asa na talaga si Infinix this 2022. Sana magbago yan with Poco and the other brands as well. Pero let me know guys in the comments below what you think about my tier list, no? Kung sang-ayon ba kayo or hindi. Or baka may kulang ako dito, i-mention nila sa comments below. Let me know your tier list down below in the comments. So check natin yan. And if you want to see more tier lists just like this one, siguro mga flagship tier list, gaming tier list, baka magkaroon tayo yan, no? Mag-subscribe na kayo, tabal icon so that you don't miss any of my great content. And you're watching Unbox Diaries. Woohoo!